welcome to day 3 of November vlogs. Yeah, so I hope everyone's Tuesday is off to a good start. The yarny fiber knowledgeable of you will know that I might be about to be on a spinning kick again because, yeah, this is all the fiber that I own. A ton for somebody that only really was spinning for like 2 months before I got distracted by cross stitch, or 3 months maybe. So anyway, I'm not gonna go through and like explain what all of this is or anything, but yeah, I have a lot of fiber here that I can be working with. So yeah, I'm gonna go spin for a little bit. That is the plan for today. All of this is hand spun that I have finished previously. This one's one of my favorites. I actually got it super thin. These two are from the same braid of roving, which this is actually the fiber that I'm gonna go spin now because I'm almost done with it. This was my very first skein of hand spun. Who knows, I probably won't ever actually use this, but I love the colors on it. And then there was this one also. This fiber is actually from, or that yarn rather, is from this set of fiber. So yeah, I love this one too. It's not plied very well. I was looking at it earlier. I feel like I could have plied it a little tighter, but still gonna use it at some point. So all right, yeah, let's go spin. So this is the wheel that I'm using because I'm sure someone will ask. It's the, is it written on here? I feel like it is. It's the Electric Eel Mini. Oh, there it is. Electric Eel Wheel Mini. It came out like 3 years ago now, and it's a tiny little thing, as you can see, and yeah, I love it. The bobbins don't hold that much. They only hold like an ounce, but you know, when I was starting out, that's perfectly fine to start out with, so it's whatever. And then this is the rest of the fiber that I have to spin up for that came out of that braid. And then this is the bobbin that this one's gonna get plied with. So I'm sure you'll see that as I get to it. And then right here, this is my spinning box. And it's actually pretty empty now because I cleaned it out and took things out of it, all the fiber and stuff. As you can see, I've rigged up a Lazy Kate with some long knitting needles that I have and basically never use. And then these are the other 2 ounces of this same fiber, and they will get plied together at some point soon, because this is going to need to get plied once it's done. So yeah, I am going to start really my crafting for the day period by spinning on this fiber. So all right, I'll check in with y'all in a little bit. Okay, so now for a little face-to-face chit chat. Maybe English first. Yeah, so it is right at five. It's basically 5 o'clock in the evening, and as you would have seen, I got caught by the spinning bug today. I've totally known that this was going to happen, especially sometime soon. Whoops. Because I have been just thinking about it for a while now. And I'm also going to be receiving a traditional wheel, like with treadles and things. The part where you move your feet if you're not a spinner and you don't know what treadles are. Yeah, anyway, I'm getting a spinning wheel from a friend, and it'll be sometime this month or early December. So I'm super excited about that, and I figured I should probably get back in the groove of things. Um, yeah, so here we are. I actually started out the day thinking that I was going to start a new sweater, but I didn't feel like making decisions, so I thought about my spinning, and here we are. So the wheel that I have, which I showed you earlier, is the electric eel wheel mini. They recommend, and like I said, I got this 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Um, anyway, they recommend like rubber banding it to a book or something to hold it steady. And yeah, so when I first got this, I would sit on the other side of the couch, and I had it plugged up over here and sat it on this end table to use. And this time I got it all set up and ready. Of course, they still had fiber on it earlier, and well, you can't see that, but I just set it on my lap and pushed it like more towards my knees, so I have enough space to draft away from it, and it was fabulous. I just grabbed a textbook. Well, we used it as a textbook. It's classic fairy tales. You can see that. Anyway, so yeah, power cord is what I'm holding and all. I love that wheel. It's an electric spinner, so there's no treadles or anything. You're working off of electricity, and that's how you spin. And that was the first wheel that I ever got. I do have the next one that the company did after that, and I'll link the company down below also. It's Dreaming Robots. I do have the next one that they did, or the next small one. It's the Nano. I don't know what's going on with it. I knew of one issue that I had to like take care of, and I thought I fixed it, but now it seems to not be working at all, so I'm not sure. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But for the time being, I have some fiber that I can play with, as you saw earlier, and I have this one. The only thing that does kind of suck about it is that the bobbins are really small. So I have 7 bobbins, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, maybe 6. Okay, maybe just 6 bobbins. But anyway, these are the bobbins. They only hold, oh, my nose rings. Noticing in the camera. It's all twisted and stuff. Anyway, the bobbins only hold about an ounce. And yeah, I guess they could hold a little bit more than an ounce, because both of these bobbins have about an ounce worth of fiber on them, and you can tell I've still got room that I could have kept filling them up. So, but I am spinning thin here, so that I'm sure makes a difference as well. So I didn't bring any of the other 2 skeins in here, but this is fiber from Created by LCB. The colorway is Tuscan Sunrise. I got it 2 years ago when I started spinning, and yeah, I love it. So I bought 2 braids of this yarn or fiber. So both braids were 4 ounces a piece. And then because I knew, I can only hold so much on these bobbins, what did I do? I think I just took the entirety. of both braids. I took them apart and then I folded them back on each other into fourths basically, and just kind of broke the fiber there. Um, and then I did that for both braids. So then I had 8 ounces to, 8 ounces separately to spin up. So I've basically been doing it skein by skein just because of how I'm spinning. Um, I use, it's right here. I've been using my drop spindle, which is what I started spinning on. I've been using this to ply them, so it just makes sense to spin up 2 ounces. So I paired to have 4 sets of two, and it just makes more sense to spin up 2 ounces and then ply them, because I have to take whatever's plied on here off so that I can ply the next two. So you can ply on that mini, but I couldn't really figure it out all that well when I first started, and it doesn't bother me to ply on my spindle because I love drop spindling. So that's how I'm tackling that. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say, kind of preambly bit. So these two are the last 2 ounces. This one is the one that I spun today, and I did pretty good. I was really nervous. This is one of my boyfriend's hair clips that I snagged, those 2 years ago. Because that was when he was just starting his dreads. So I snagged a few of his clips and I just used them on my singles and when I'm done plying to like hold that end down so that the twist doesn't come out. But anyway, you can see how thin I was spinning back when I was spinning this 2 years ago. It was super thin. So I was worried that I was going to come back spinning way too thick on this one and then it wasn't going to work with plying them, but I think I did pretty good. So yeah, I had a little kerfuffle happen down here in this orange section, but it's okay. It's all going to be okay. I am very much enjoying this. So this is the last little mini skein that will happen, and like I mentioned, I'm currently, maybe if I hold it away from the light or towards the light. Anyway, this is what I'm currently plying. So right now you can just see a bunch of the orange because that's where the bobbins are. And again, you can see I have one of the hair clips just holding that, the singles. So plying, I spun up 2 different singles as you saw. So like each bobbin has a single on it. And you can just leave yarn as singles, but for a while I'll probably be plying mine. I prefer to work with plied yarn. So yeah, that is what I'm doing, and I'm getting pretty good twist on this. I really enjoy plying on drop spindles. So now I'm gonna pick this up. So, okay, making sure there's not any important information on the box. So this box is, I can't remember what I got in this box. Maybe the first eel wheel? I really don't remember now, but I got something in this box and I still had it sitting around, so you can see it's just a cardboard box. And I tore the flaps off of the top of it so that it's just open. And this is really my spinning box. I have to hold my needles so they don't fall out. So I looked up a tutorial way back when I started spinning, early 2018, and rigged up a rigged up a lazy Kate for myself. So if you have a spinning wheel, a lot of times there will be a lazy Kate that's kind of on the wheel for you to put your bobbins to hold them when you're plying. And obviously I was starting with this drop spindle, so I didn't have that. You can also see down here I have a bunch of toilet paper rolls because, again, this was before I had the wheel when I had to rig all of this up. And so I used to spin on the drop spindle, and then I would have to wind each single off onto a toilet paper roll, which I still have some down here, kind of like what you see here. I would wind it off onto these, and then that made it easier to put the toilet paper rolls on to the Lazy Kate. So literally all I did, I took, these are some knitting needles. They're super long straights. I think they're the 14-inch length, and I don't really use straight needles anymore, and definitely not this long. Or, you know, at least I haven't needed them. So I took these because they would go all the way across the box, as you can see. And I, honest to goodness, y'all, I just took each needle and like stabbed the box to make a hole. And then I would stick the needle through this hole, like hold it across to the other end, and I just kind of stabbed it through there too. So yeah. I mean, you can see one of them's not even necessarily straight across, but it works. So it sits up like this, and whoops, let me grab my singles. So they're a little tangled right now because, you know, it keeps rolling off, but the bobbins will roll as the singles are being pulled off of them for me to ply, and it works the same way with the toilet paper rolls. So I am not quite sure how much I've got plied up off of these two bobbins right now, but I've still got a good bit to go. If I hold it a little closer, you can see there's still a good bit of fiber on there. So I'm just sitting it down for right now that I showed y'all, and I'll get back to it sometime today or tomorrow so that I can have that one plied. So there's that. These singles, obviously I can't ply anything until I finish that. Like I said, I have to get it off of the spindle, but this this single needs to rest. I'm gonna let it rest for around 24 hours before I do anything to it, so it's all good. Okay, so next, let's talk about some finishes from late October, because I said that I was going to do that, and I might as well just go ahead and do it, right? So today's video, I'm trying to keep them to like 20 minutes and under, but this one might go a little over. It'll be okay. So in the last whip update, you saw me working on this Meow kit from Dimensions that I bought at Walmart, and it came with the hoop to finish it in, which obviously I still haven't done, all the flosses, there was a needle, all the things, fabric of course. So here is the finish. So all of these that I'm showing you, I finished like that last week of October, or the last 2 weeks of October. Yeah, so there is the cat. I love it. It was so fun, and it was really a quick stitch. I think it only took me 4 days. Now granted, I don't work during the week and such, so I was pretty much just waking up and stitching. Of course, I was working on other things too, but it was super fun to stitch. And the eyes are my favorite part, I think. So yeah, you can see on here, like they cut off a little, like the bottom bit of the cat, like where its nose is at. I don't like that, so it might not be like necessarily the cat's peeking over completely, but I want all my stitching to show. So there's that one. The kit had 14 count Aida in it. I didn't mind. So the next one that I finished is Frankenstein. So this was, is the Frankenstein Sal, which is no longer a mystery, and it was charted by Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts for the Stitching Book Club group. They were, it was a read-along, stitch-along, and there were also book discussions, but I ended up just stitching along and not rereading Frankenstein. So yeah, there it is. You'll remember from past vlogs maybe that, or past episodes, that this was just a straight line down here because I'd forgotten to do the indentation. I did fix that when I was doing this outside border. So this border here was, or not outside, but you know, this border here was what got released, the last part. So yeah, there's that. I used DMC 3809 and it's on 32 count gray linen. This next one, I mentioned that I wanted to start it. It was meant to be, well, it was released around the time of Indigenous Peoples Day, which, if you are not aware, it's not called Columbus Day anymore because Columbus did not discover anything. People were already here. Anyway, that day is now referred to as Indigenous Peoples Day. And this pattern dropped around that time. It's called No New Worlds by Artith Designs. You're not going to be able to see the color very well on here. Yeah, it's not going to show up very well, unfortunately. So check out my Instagram for a little bit better lighting. But as you can see, the pattern says No New Worlds, and that is the title of it also. And this is by Artith Designs, Amanda May. And yeah, I had to stitch this. You know, like I said, reminding us that there were people already living on this continent before settlers and colonists and all of those people came over. So this is actually a little more color accurate. It's 36 count vintage pear linen from Lakeside Linens. Yeah, so it's totally a green. It does have brown hues in it, but it's totally green. You just none of my cameras like green apparently. You can totally see the variegation though. Oh, that's kind of true with a little better, but you can see the variegation in the floss. I used Color and Cotton in the Carolina Blue colorway. So that is the floss. Again, I don't know if it's showing up with good color, but you hopefully can see some of the variegation. This lighting thing is a little difficult today. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a failed attempt to show you things. I will flip the camera after I like hold them up. I'll flip the camera and just kind of show them to you up close so that you can maybe actually see something. And then the last finish that I had for October was this mermaid. Love her so much. Oh my gosh, I love it. So this came out of the August 2020 issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine, and this is the pattern. It's Merry Mermaid by Nikki's Creations. And so right off the bat you can tell that I did a skin and hair conversion. And I'll have all of the DMCs that I used listed below. So then I also, the only other change that well, no, there were two more changes. I moved this top wave over. So instead of starting it over here, I just started it a little bit over and then like added more. Basically, I chopped off this beginning and added it to the end, essentially. I just moved it over to make it appear a little bit more square. And then the only other thing that I changed, you can kind of tell here, this little wave right there is the only one that's done in the lighter blue, and the rest of them are all the darker blue. So I changed that on mine, and I made some of them the lighter blue as well, and this is also the lighter blue up top. And I like that better. So yeah, this is stitched on 36 count Legacy. Yep, Legacy from Picture This Plus. Oops, lighting is going crazy. So yeah, there it is. And I used all of the called for DMC that are listed. So yeah, there's that. So this clip alone is 20 minutes. So I think I'm just gonna end off the vlog for today right here. Um, yeah, I really haven't done anything today, but it's fun, and I'm okay with that. I'm enjoying it. I do think that I'm gonna stop for the night though, so I'll just show you um, well, two projects, and then, well, okay, I'm gonna show you two projects. Bear with me, y'all. Okay. So at some point today or tonight, I will make it to Claire from Beautiful Clarity, her Stitch With Me today. And I am back to working on Relentless while I watch Claire. So if I am watching Claire, I have to be working on Relentless. And that's going to help me get it done a little bit faster. Yeah, that's what I did back when I was working on the outline. I stitched on this while I was watching Claire. So I'm gonna touch this at least for an hour or so because I also work on this. I usually watch Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts and Claire like basically back to back because they both do crafty chats, not necessarily daily, but they do most days of the week, I'll say, you know. They both do crafty chats. They're about 30 minutes, if not a little less. So I work on this when I'm chatting with them. And you can just barely see that I have started in on the next color, which is 3766, which is the recommended DMC color to represent the light blue in the transgender pride flag. So yay. I mean, literally, that's all I did. I just barely started that blue there. So I'm going to be working on this today, and I'll show you sometime tomorrow after I've worked on it again where I get up to. This pattern is by Ink Circles, and I'm doing conversions for this color, and I added browns in there for BIPOC. So I'm going to touch this, and then also just to kind of show you, whoops, upside down, nope, just to kind of show you where I'm at on Fairy Circle. So I am going to pick a color that gets me to working on all of this in here so I can start filling that in and getting a little bit closer to moving the Q-snap. So yeah, I will fill y'all in tomorrow on where I get on these things, of course. And yeah, I hope that everyone had a really great Tuesday. I'm trying not to So I hope everyone had a really good Tuesday. There it is, sorry. I have been successfully avoiding any news or most social media today because it is election day, and yeah, I'm doing it for my sanity, and I'm feeling great, y'all. It's really been a good Tuesday over here. So I hope that y'all are all doing great, as well as you can be, staying safe and as healthy as possible, and that you're getting some time to craft or even just sit down and craft vicariously through somebody. Yeah. All right. Enough chit chat. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.